Great Balls of Fire is 2 weeks away, and well, what a Raw we had. I mean, you know, I don't like being this kind of guy. But before we go on to the predictions, I just want to talk about the incident on Raw last night, where we had the worst segment in the history of Raw. Probably worse than Bailey, This Is Your Life, where we had the Ball family. LeVar Ball, Lonzo Ball, who just got drafted to the Lakers, and LaMelo Ball, now going on his TV to the point of LeVar Ball running to the ring like he was having a seizure, falling in the ring, trying to be himself. Well, I don't want to say being himself. I don't even know what he was doing. That might be what he's like 24/7. I don't know. I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of the Ball brand. I'm not a fan of what's going on. And personally, well, I'm not a fan of it. I have to respect it, because you have this shoe selling at, if you add tax, about $500. And they've already sold hundreds of thousands of units, which means they probably oversold a lot of, like, Nike, Adidas, the Jordan brand, and every other shoe basically there, with his sons as the poster boys of this. And then you go and ruin it. What I mean by that is not only the segment, to the point where LeVar took his shirt off, tried to play wrestler, and I have this written down just so I don't get in any trouble, because I am quoting this verbatim, to where LeMayo said, and I quote, "Beat that nigga ass, beat that nigga ass." Again, quoted, so I don't have to just, in the world we live in today, you have to be careful about that. Now, LaMelo Ball, in doing that, may have ruined his draft choices, let alone being in UCLA in 2019. May have ruined his chances of being somebody. And yes, he's black and get away with saying that word because it's their word. But this is on live television, to where it was censored, to where his mic didn't even work. He was beatboxing from the beginning. Just fucking ridiculous. Just fucking clown shoes over there, trying to be somebody. And yeah, it's his word. I understand that. It's their word. They can say it. I can't. I have to have a fucking note card to quote it. But you look at what he did. You look at what the Ball family did. It was disgraceful. It was disgraceful to have that. And this is a PG show nowadays. This is a world we live in today, where, and I've said this several times, but this is the world where if you're not offended, they will be offended that you're not offended. And if you're not offended because they're offended, then you're a racist, biggest, sexist, cis male gendered motherfucker, or whatever the fuck they want you to say. But LeVar Ball and his kids had the worst segment in Raw history. And for that ran out of the way, let's go actually to the card here, because there's 3 new matches on the card. And that way I can just stop ranting about these motherfuckers. It's just fucking stupid. It's stupid. It shouldn't have been on television. It's stupid. Anyway, the Cruiserweight Champion Neville defends against Akira Tozawa, who is now a member of the Titus brand, or I guess now is Titus Worldwide. I guess. I don't know. That's what he said last night on Raw, so I'm going to go with that. Titus Worldwide. And this has been a thing for a while now. Titus somehow has power, and he can make the match official. But I don't know. I don't know about this one, because Neville could retain here, but I feel like the Titus brand might be involved. or Titus Worldwide, or whatever the hell it's supposed to be now, Akira Tozawa could win the title with help of Titus O'Neil, and you could go on saying, oh, he could vacate the title. He didn't win the title that way. You could have a storyline with this. We could just see what happens from there. But I feel like Tozawa could win, but I would not be surprised if Neville retains. Next up, we have the poster boy for WWE 2K18. Seth Rollins faces Bray Wyatt in a match that, honestly, I didn't think I would want, but now I want to see happen. It's been very interesting. And again, I have to go in a little bit of a rant here because this will impact the match. Recently, Bray Wyatt has been in somewhat of an affair. I don't want to say an affair. I don't know. We don't know the entire situation. But he's been messing around with JoJo. And to the point where his wife has called for the same lawyer that dealt with the John Cena divorce, the Randy Orton divorce, and several others. And this could potentially ruin Bray's career. If this is legit, if he has been messing around with JoJo, who honestly is probably way younger than he is. Age is nothing but a number, but at the end of the day, this is a publicly traded company. Much like the LeVar Ball incident, this will not go bad. This will not go good for Bray. And I feel like there's only one option here, and I hate it because Bray needs to be booked a little smarter, a little stronger. You know, he's a former WWE champion, for fuck's sake. And Rollins will probably win just based on that alone. We do not know all the situation on that, to be honest, but I feel like that could be what happens. And finally, the women's champion Alexa Bliss defends against Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks won a gauntlet match to determine who would face her, and I'm not disappointed in this match at all. I'm just thinking, you know, Nia Jax basically ran the gauntlet. She got screwed out of her title match. I would, you know, if this was yesterday, for weeks I've been thinking, oh, they'll have Nia and Bliss go at Great Balls of Fire, but you know, there's that heel dynamic, so you have to have a face and a heel. That's how WWE works. That's how it's worked for decades. And you know, you do rarely see that face versus face, heel versus heel. It's happened, but you rarely see it in a WWE ring. So Sasha has the match. I feel like Alexa Bliss will retain due to interference from Nia Jax, because Jax deserves her title shot. I mean, she was, you know, Dana Brooke and Mia James got involved a few weeks ago in their match. Blatant disqualification. Alexa retains. But, you know, Jax has been dominant ever since. And I guess the only way you can have Nia lose is to have her have 5 matches in a row, which makes sense in a way, just because, you know, she's bigger, she's stronger, but at the same time, you know, she was looking a little winded towards the final match. So that could be why. Again, I would not be surprised if Sasha won, but Bliss needs to hold this for a long time. We do not need a hot potato at the title like we had a couple months ago with Charlotte and Sasha. And Sasha needs to actually defend the title for once. But I don't think it'll happen here. I feel like Bliss will win. And with that, Great Balls of Fire is 2 weeks away. And may God help all of us that next week's Raw will be better than this one, because fucking LeVar Ball, fucking balls, ruined this fucking show. Just fucking ruined it.